You get like little XP bar. I'm a level 10 shore enjoyer now. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Total Purple Knockdown. I am Nathan.
I am Alex.
And, Alex, we are back in Podcast Village. In
Podcast Valley. There's no village here.
Sorry, there really isn't. Hopefully, I'm going to go over in this direction today and see if I can actually find a village, but we do not really constitute a village ourselves. We're more of a campsite, if anything else.
If we can make a tent, 100%.
Sure. But anyway, today on the show, I wanted to actually talk to you about something that seems kind of relevant to our location here today, which is the idea of the gamification of work. Now, you and I have, on occasion, talked about simulation games. We've played
once or twice.
We've played a couple games where you basically. What was that sound?
Birds.
I don't know. Weird sounds in the woods. That's got to be totally normal and good.
Oh, it's birds.
It's those stupid birds, isn't it? Yeah, it's those birds. I don't like playing around with those birds. I'm gonna go away from the birds while you do your thing. Did you kill them?
Yeah, spooked them out of their home.
Oh, okay. Hey. Okay, I'll kill the burb. There. Alright, so we killed some birds, so we're in good shape. The thing about it is that there's a lot of jobs that you would not normally want to do in your real life that are made to be an actual game when you get them into a video game.
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, most of them. We've played ourselves a little bit of Lawn Mower Simulator. We've played ourselves the Power Washing Simulator. Famously on this show, I don't know famously, but it's something we did on the show, is we played...
Famously, for sure.
Yeah, we played the Backrooms cleanup crew, where essentially we're just cleaning up things up. There's a lot of cleaning games, Home Flipper. I know you've played House Flipper quite a bit.
Yes.
So, and these are just like jobs. I have yet to, but I have it loaded up to play Supermarket Simulator. A lot of these games. Now, the thing I find fascinating about this, and what I really wanted to talk about today, is that in the real world, no one's really looking to sit down and have an enjoyable day of mowing a lawn. I mean, maybe somebody does, but
enjoyable would be a strong word.
Enjoyable would be a strong word. Maybe satisfying at the end when you can see your lawn is mowed, but it's not really, it's not something where you go, man, I can't wait to sit down. I can't wait to go out there and mow my lawn. I don't have a desire to go and mow the lawn. It is a chore, and I don't really want to do it. Similar to going and working regular jobs, which a lot of these games have, where you are going and you're stocking shelves and you're, being the clerk at a business, or washing cars, fixing cars up,
I definitely have a few of these, and I've played a couple of these. I actually really enjoy the games where you go and fix cars.
Yeah. No, they can be very enjoyable. Side note, I did make it to this village. It is a slime village, and there is apparently a scarecrow with a pumpkin face over here. So
nice.
You'll like that. But yeah, some rotting slimes and some bony slimes over here. Very, very Halloween. Ooh, a chest. Great. I'll take that. Adventure. Oh, I'll take the sprinkler, too. Apparently there's a sprinkler here. Yeah, so jobs that we would normally not really associate with fun being made into fun games. Oh, farming sims are a good one for that, too. Not just, the life sims like we're kind of playing right now with Sunlit Valley are the inspirations for it. But I'm also thinking about, like, actual Farming Simulator 2025 or what, those sort of games. And I kind of find it fascinating because somehow they took things that we normally associate with being tedious or boring, and they were able to translate that into a game loop that works. So today on the show, I just really wanted to discuss why that is, and maybe if you could actually translate it to the real world. Ooh, that would be something else.
It would be something.
Yeah. Before we get into that, though, I guess, Alex, I'm going to ask you real quickly, do you have any particular favorites among the games that are, essentially real-life work simulators? Any
like ones I enjoy playing?
Yeah, like ones that you personally have found a deep abiding joy and comfort in playing.
I probably put like 100 hours into Car Mechanics Simulator.
Oh, okay. So you haven't... I don't think you've talked to me about Car Mechanics Simulator.
Yeah, it's fairly fun because you get to, in my opinion, it's fun because you get to take the car from broken, rusty piece of shit and make it pretty and usable and not a piece of shit. So that's fun.
That's always good.
And you can sell it. The problem I have then is it's so easy to make money in these games a lot of time that it's just,
They do, and I think that this might be indicative, too, of one of the reasons why the way they build them in the games is more fun than real life, because it does seem like you succeed a lot faster in these than you ever would in real life. You get paid a lot more for it. There's more tangible rewards for achieving tasks. I always like the idea, too, of defined parameters, where it's like, hey, listen, you do this thing, this is what you get for it, And that's not always something that you get in the real world. I mean, you do kind of say, well, I've worked for an hour, so I get this for my salary. But a lot of times, you don't really get the satisfaction of knowing, like, okay, so if you do these things, you advance to this next level, and then you're going to be able to have these things unlock. A lot of that long-term thinking doesn't really go into the real world,
right?
Where you're saying, okay, so I know that if X, then Y. A lot floatier when we get to the real world. You get a lot of nice defined parameters when you get into an actual game world, which I think the constant nature of that, the consistency of that, is one of the reasons why people enjoy it a lot more in a game, because you can really tell what your risk-reward systems are going to be in a way that you don't get in real life. There's more certainty to it. I have enjoyed a lot of shop games in my time. If you... Like, I saw one thing pop up on Steam. I don't even remember exactly what it was called, but they kind of sold me immediately on the concept. I don't think it's out yet, but it's like a fantasy shop simulator. And it kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, maybe Moonlighter, but a lot more focused on the actual shopping part. I famously... I keep saying famously. No one knows who the hell we are. But I think I've talked a lot about how much I like Tavern Master, and I've played Blacksmith Master. These ideas of, like, being able to run a shop. I think mostly because, like, I'm never going to be able to run a shop in real life, so isn't it nice to be able to do it in a game?
Right.
Those are always fun for me. Arcade Paradise was one that I just thought about not too long ago, which is where you're basically working and running an arcade, but it's in the back of a laundromat. And what the game actually wants you to do... I think this is actually kind of a fascinating concept. The game actually wants you to be running the laundromat, or at least that's what they tell you. But then, oh, hey, here's this whole arcade in the back room. Would you like to get that up and running? And eventually you're like, I don't even care about the laundromat anymore. I just want to do the arcade thing. And it does seem to have the mechanics where you start to realize that's where the actual game is. But what the game is actually telling you is run the laundromat, run these clothes for people. I actually don't understand that part, because in the laundromat simulator, people come in with their laundry, and then the game asks you to wash and dry their laundry in the machines and hand it back to them in a timely fashion, and I'm like, I don't think that's how laundromats work.
That's how dry cleaners would work.
Yeah, but we're not at a dry cleaner. We're at a laundromat.
Yeah, they're very different. I mean, some laundromats you can have people do your clothes for you too.
Yeah, but like for what they end up paying you, you're like, this is nonsensical. Spend your time getting new arcade cabinets, putting them into the back, and get the passive income from the coin machines. That's where the real joy is. There is a neat mechanic in that too that I really liked. It's not realistic at all, but if you play the arcade games and you get like high scores and you do things in it, you will get more income from those machines from other people.
Because they're trying to beat your high score?
I guess because they're trying to beat your high score. Maybe that's the in-game reason. Like, yeah, well, now that you've succeeded at, you know, posting a high score here, this machine will make more money, maybe because it's popular. You've shown how popular it is by playing it. You're just that important.
Yeah, you run the business, of course.
Of course you're important. You're always going to be important. There's obviously card shop ones that I've played before. And
yeah, I've seen the card shop or TCG Simulator.
TCG Simulator. Cardboard Kings, I think, was the one I played, which is a very interesting one, because there is also like a whole card battle system in that if you want to play around with it. And tournaments that you can enter. It's neat, especially because I don't know of many card and comic shops anymore. They exist, but they're very rare.
Yeah, they don't exist like they used to. That's for sure.
No.
We have one here in town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but like.
But that's like one for a fairly good size town.
Yeah, technically a city.
Yeah, small city, but like I guess a small city can accommodate one comic book shop, please. Side note, I was up in Newington, or down in Newington, I should say.
Over in Newington.
Over in Newington for you, down for me. But anyway, Newington. For folks that don't know anything about New Hampshire, so in Newington, there's something called the Fox Run Mall, and it's a fairly large mall for New Hampshire. Big shopping center, and it was really big. I didn't need anything in the mall, but I thought to myself, let's go just look at the mall. You know, let's just go to the mall and see what's even there. Because, like, a lot of the anchor stores for it, there used to be, like, a Sears and a JCPenney and all of those. None of them are there anymore.
Really?
No.
I haven't been there in years.
They're all gone. And they got shuttered. So...
Oh, jeez.
So I was like, oh, I wonder what's still there. And the answer is, like, not much, really. Because when you go to those wings of Fox Run, like, all of the little stores that were right next to it end up shutting down, too, because no one's going to that end of the mall. Right. So there's, like, an entire wing where I think it was where Sears was, and, like, you see that Sears is gone, there's nothing in that big one, and then, like, the 4 shops that would usually be around it, they're all shuttered, too.
Yeah.
And we went to the food court, and, like, half of the food court isn't there anymore. There's, like, 3 places. There's, like, I think it's a Jamaican restaurant. There's the Japanese one, and there's the pizza place. And
Gotcha.
I think there might be an Orange Julius. But the thing that I thought was really funny, because, like, I'm going around this mall, and I'm like, nothing is open. It doesn't make sense. But one thing that's there is there's a small place that is an arcade.
Is there?
There's a little arcade in there with like a little racing game and some cabinets and stuff like that. And I'm like, the one thing I did not expect to see in the mall, an arcade, out of all the things. But the more I thought about it, I was like, well, that kind of makes sense. You don't need a lot of staff. You don't need a lot of like input generally to keep that going. You just come around periodically and collect the coins from the machines and then walk away. But I was so fascinated. I was like, I haven't seen one of these in so long. And I had to go to basically a dead mall so that I could find one. So that was fun. But I think the thing that is surprising to me more, and I know you've played some of these, I've played some of these, are the ones that are really just a job that people would have. Just like the power washing simulator of it all. Where it's like, this is just a job people would do. Where you would just go and power wash stuff. And they made it into a game that you can play. And so why is that something that I am not in any way, shape, or form interested in power washing anything in real life. I don't want to power wash anything in real life. If you gave me a power washer, I would try to finish that task as quickly as possible to move on to something else. I have no interest in actually power washing. But why am I playing it in a game? And why does it work as a game?
For those ones, it's because I think it's just satisfying. It's like when you watch a video about power washing.
Yeah. Where they take something that's like really rusty and old and they clean it up and they polish it.
Yeah.
And everything, and you're like, ooh, shiny now. Yeah, and you're so excited.
I love restoration videos. I fall asleep to restoration videos.
Oh, yeah. I can kind of understand that. Actually, right now, I'm in the process of trying to, restore and clean up Grandpa's old table saw. Because we were able to pull it out of Ken's garage.
Oh, good.
And he had, it was like the old Craftsman saw. It was probably one he got back in, I'm thinking it was the 30s or 40s. So it was when Craftsman made really nice, heavy tools, like the big cast iron ones. And when I got it, though, it's like the whole tabletop is rust. It's all rust. And, but boy howdy, you start sanding that up and you start to see the actual metal underneath, and it's nice and shiny. And you're like, ooh, that's the good stuff right there. And let me polish it up and put some steel wool to it. And now I'm looking at ooh, I can repaint the sides because they had rust on the paint. So that is satisfying, and I think that they kind of tap into that. Power Wash Simulator especially, because they have a whole thing at the end when you're finished with a task where they show you what it looked like before and what it looks like now. And you go, ooh, look at the big improvement I made. Something that you would not normally see doing it in real life.
Well, I mean, you can. It's just not in the same way, because I currently we just yesterday removed and stripped the paint off of a locker set.
Oh, okay.
That we got, and it's sitting in the garage now, having been stripped of paint, not entirely, but a lot of the old shitty paint was removed, and then we sanded it down, not to bare metal again. We don't need it, and then right now it's sitting there with a coat of primer on it. So
oh yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's very satisfying. Like the kitchen table I currently have, which came from Archie's shed.
Yeah, Stubby's. That was Stubby's cabin. Yeah.
Archibald.
Archibald.
Which I took and I sanded down the front of that 3 years ago now. And it looks way nicer, although I would like to refinish again. Did I ever show you what that looked like after I did that?
I believe so. Yeah.
Because it was sitting there for, I don't know how many years it was sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was probably there for decades. And no one probably touched that forever.
Is it perfect? No, but it looks way nicer, and it's really just satisfying to be able to do something like that. So I can understand how games doing something like that is really satisfying and fun and gamified.
Oh, yeah.
Although the necessary, the need to gamify it is a little different in real life. It's like, it's just satisfying, but it's also work.
It's also work. I think they do a good job, too, of, like, just simplifying the parameters out of the front. There's a lot of good onboarding for those games where they're like, here's a simple thing that you do at the beginning. And we're going to get more complex, but, like, here's a simple task. Those are the ones that seem to be the most popular, too, when it's a simple thing. I just need to power wash this and make the dirt go away. I just need to mow this lawn. This one lawn and make it look nice, Very simple concept. I guess house flipping kind of games or those restoration games are a little bit more involved. But
a little bit, sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but not to the extent that it becomes egregious. I think it would be hard to get into them if there was too much to them, and especially at the front, like at the start. If they introduced it later, that's okay, because there's, as games progress, you do expect them to get a little bit more heady and have some new concepts, but out of the gate, it has to be a very, very simple idea. But yeah, no, power washing, those kinds of things, they're just not something that I would normally do in real life. But I do think that the whole idea of setting up a reward system for these jobs and making it very clear to give those incentives right away is one of the reasons why it works for the game in a way that you don't necessarily get in real life. A lot of times in real life, in IRL, you're doing these things because it's just gotta happen. You just kind of have to do it. And in these,
or you're doing it because you want money and you're making money from it.
Oh yeah, or you're making money from it. It's a job, and I gotta do that. In these, it's kind of setting up more of the incentive structure of like, look at this, and also look at how you get ahead of things so that you can do more, and you can do bigger jobs, and you can get better equipment. And so now there's all of these like long-term ideas that are set in stone. They don't come across, at least I have not seen this in games where they go, okay, so you can get this new power washer, for instance, and it's going to cost you $500, and it's gonna, and so you collect that, and then you're going to be able to power wash a lot more. And then you get there, and they're kind of like going, well, actually, that's not available anymore, or we have a different model, and it actually costs a lot more. Oh no, we didn't have the parts for this anymore. Somebody else outbid you for this. And then you just kind of go, ah. Or these jobs that you would be doing, we don't have those jobs available anymore. I'm sorry. You're not allowed to.
The other thing, too, is usually in games like that, when it's always about, like, scaling up.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you're like, yes, I can afford this new power washer, this new lawnmower, it's like, cool, you have a thing that makes jobs easier. Also, here are bigger jobs.
Yes, exactly. There is that's a good point that I think we should touch on, is the scaling of things for jobs. Because in the real world, when you're working a job, you're probably working pretty much the same job in a pretty tedious fashion for a very long time.
I just mined into a mine.
You just mined into a mine?
Speaking of jobs, mining.
Speaking about jobs mining, that's a job. We yearn for the mines. We all know
do.
that. We all know that. That's a thing, folks. People yearn for the mines. That's what they always tell me. Not me. I never want to work in a mine. That seems like a terrible job. That seems like it would be that would make me hate my life if I had to work in a mine. Just a general point of view, but like God bless the people that work in mines, because it seems like it is bad. I have deer over here, and they ran away, and it almost looked like a Wendigo from afar.
Well, it is almost Halloween. It would be pretty fantastic if you had deer that would stand up on their hind legs and just attack you.
Well, you know, I did have the pumpkin the pumpkin scarecrow, so, and the bony slimy slime, so, you know, there's that. So yeah, I think big things to take away from that is the reward systems and how they do your progression forward with bigger and more rewarding and larger scale jobs, and making sure that you have these defined perimeters that are unchanging, so that you know that I do this, I do A, I get B. Right. Something that you do not always get the satisfaction of in jobs, where you're like, I did a really great job, and then nobody cares that you did a really great job, and so there's a lack of satisfaction to it. What are some of the other games, though, that I really enjoy that are in that vein?
Hard Space Shipbreaker?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's... Obviously, that's not a job that I would be doing in real life.
Sure it is.
You think so?
No.
You think? No. I think
you really enjoyed Ship Graveyard Simulator.
I did like Ship Graveyard Simulator. That again, is just the satisfaction of being able to take apart a whole ship. That's pretty great. And if you and if you time it just right, you can like make half the ship fall down, and you see all of your work come to fruition. That's a dopamine hit right there. It is kind of unrealistic to what you would actually do. I think too, since you bring that up, the simplification of a job is very helpful, because if we were to actually, in the real world, take apart a big ship like that, I could not just take my hammer, smack some bolts, and make the panel come out.
No, and it would take you far more time than you were able to do it by yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you could do it by yourself, but, like, that would be a months-long project.
Oh, yeah, you certainly... It took us long enough together to do some small boats. Mm-hmm. But in real life, yeah, it would take a while. You also, for those games, you have, like, round the clock. They have technically a day-night cycle, but all it's there to do is just to add color. There's nothing mechanical to it. So you just work around the clock to do that. And there's no exhaustion system. You don't need to eat. They don't have the survival mechanics of needing to, like, eat and sleep and do all those things. So you can just go, okay, cool. I could just work on this boat forever. And then of course, there are, like, individual quest lines and some secondary objectives with that for you to complete. So, yeah, again, it's just, like, it gives you, like, tiers of rewards and stuff that you get from the satisfaction of a job well done. Yeah, there's something to be said about the job simulators that are a little bit unrealistic. I think the problem with, like, a hard space shipbreaker for me is that if I were to do it in the real world, I worry that the reality would be like The Expanse. Did you ever watch The Expanse?
No, I haven't watched The Expanse.
Okay. The Expanse, for people who are not aware, was a science fiction show. I think there were books before that, but
I think there were books, yeah.
Or comic books. It might have been graphic novels. But they made a whole television series about it, and it's set in space, and there's a bunch of people that got shipped out basically for mining to the asteroid belt. They ended up being called belters. But they went out to the asteroid belt to mine for precious minerals, and their bodies start to become really, like, weak because they've lived in basically zero gravity for most of their life. So when they get to any kind of atmosphere, like, the weight of their body starts to weigh them down. And, like, it affects people that go to Mars. Mars and Earth end up in like, an actual war, because they're looking for different things. But, like, a lot of the people that are out there are just basically exploited by the system to just mine everything for the inner planets. And they're like never getting out of that situation. You start to realize, like, yeah, they're kind of borked out there, and they have no power, and they have no future, and come to think of it, if you've run through the storyline of Hardship Spacebreaker, whatever.
Hardbreak Ship Spacer.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that's also kind of the story of that one. You do at least succeed in the end, of, like, kind of getting out of that cycle if if you work at it. But in The Expanse, you get the sneaking suspicion, like, yeah, these people are not getting out of that situation. It ain't happening.
Nope.
So I worry that, like, that would be the reality of it. Basically, what I'm saying is that Hard Space Shipbreaker, or I should say that the idea of doing ship repairs or mining in deep space is coal mining, but future coal mining. It's a job.
Coal.
It's a job I don't want to do. I found a wandering trader. Speaking of people having jobs. Hi, wandering trader. I have nothing that I can give you. Oh, he said hello. He says hi, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Rawr. Rawr indeed. Wait, what is this? Oh, interesting. He has a book that's called A Slime Contain Protect. Incubating a slime heart has a chance to give you a slime ticket.
Right then.
Okay. Not exactly something that I want right now, but cool, bro. Cool story, bro.
It does me a dozen.
Yep. I also have a candied animal feed, but yeah.
Have you tried any of the supermarket simulator games?
You know, I have one downloaded. It is literally Supermarket Simulator. It just came on Game Pass, so I was going to play it. I have not played it at time of the recording. Hopefully by the time this comes out, though, I might be able to get some insight that I could relay at some point. But that's, I think, the reason why I didn't know if that would work for me or not was because it seems a little silly when I see people play it. You know, it doesn't seem very grounded in the supermarket thing. It looks like it's supposed to be funny because it's a little janky. And so I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be my experience playing it or not. But I'm interested. I'm curious as to what it's going to do. So maybe I'll be able to come back to it. Have you played that one?
No, I tried to demo for the game Better Mart, though.
Better Mart. Is that one that's kind of a takeoff of that game?
Probably,
yeah.
Smart.
There's... Boy, the second any of those simulator games get popular, you have like 500 other ones trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
It's inevitable. Yeah, I have I tried any that were like that kind of a market simulator? Well, I guess Moonlighter.
Not quite the same.
No, not quite the same. Although, actually, in Blacksmith Master, you run a blacksmith shop, and you can make weapons and utensils and tools and stuff. And there is a part where you can get a shop front, and so you can lay out displays and stuff, and then you can, you just take your displays, and you can sell product from the store that way. And so then that's more of an automation game, I think. Like the way you would normally think about it, where you're hiring different people to do jobs and then hiring people that move this product from this place to another place, so that it can go to the forges, and and then these people have to move it to the shop fronts or to fill orders, etc. like that. So, it's got those mechanics. Maybe not necessarily like the job simulator. Like,
it's still a job. You're being a manager at that point.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's a management sim, essentially. But, and I'm being the manager. Interesting thing about that game, too, is that at the very beginning, they set it up where you are, like, the main character, and they'll take you through, like, these mini-games where you'll be forging the iron and you move them from this place to the next. And that goes out the door so fast, because the second that you get anybody, they're just like, oh yeah, you can just send them to do this task. And it's like, why did we even set up this thing where I'm supposed to be doing the job? Because there's nothing for me to do. There was another game that I tried that I have to go back to, because it was in very early access. I bought it because it was a small dev and I wanted to support them. It's called Blightland Blacksmith. And
all right.
I'll go back to it at some point. And the idea, the idea is great. It's definitely rough around the edges, but the idea is great. You're a blacksmith, you're in this small town. There's this big cave system that's right next to you. You can go into the cave, there's monsters in the cave and everything. You get resources, you mine resources, you get monster parts, and then you can go and you can forge yourself. You can forge different weapons and stuff and sell them, And generally, that's a really, really useful thing. That's a very cool idea. It's just that the mechanics that they had set up, in order for you to do that, is so tedious to actually make the weapons. And I was like, it is so tricky to figure out what they want me to do.
Yeah.
And so that was where I'm like, okay, maybe they'll come and fix this later. So side note, I don't know if this is the frog village you were talking about, Alex. But
I'm not sure.
But where I am, this is a whole ribbit village, and there is oh my god. There's a bunch of the little frogs playing instruments, and they're playing a song right now.
Nice.
This is so cute. You'll see this on your video. You won't hear it, but little guy has a flute, and then one has a little banjo. One has a little drum. Oh, maybe that's those drums and stuff that we kept finding.
Maybe.
They're instruments. There's so many. I have to raid this place later for chests. There's a bunch of chests here, but... So, anyway. Were there any other simulation games that you can think of besides the Car Simulator one and Power Washer that you were really interested? You did Farming Sim for a long time too.
Yeah, and then I got bored with Farming Sim.
Yeah, I know we played it because I thought it was super fun when we broke the physics of it and everything.
Yeah, we
but
absolutely destroyed it.
But I was like, I don't know. It's an odd duck for me.
Yeah, when you can just take out loans and not actually need to make money, it's kind of
defeats the yeah.
Yeah.
I think that game would have benefited greatly from stepping up from something very small at the beginning, where they kind of say, hey, here's your little family farm or your little garden or whatever, and here's a simple task that you complete, and I complete the little task, and then they're saying, oh, good, well, now, hey, you might have the money to get like a bigger farm and something like that, and they made that maybe more personal too. I think there was a starkness to that game that I was like, I don't feel a personal connection to any of these places that I'm accessing. There's a farm here, but I don't feel like it's really even mine. It's just kind of there. And so I never really felt like it was a personal thing for me to be playing the game.
Yeah, so, it was definitely rough. Like, they put a lot of their energy into the mechanics of like driving the machines and everything, but like there's no story, there's no advancement. It's just, oh yeah, make money, sell crops, make money, sell crops, make money, sell crops. That's it.
Yeah, and that's fine as a mechanic. I mean, sure, that's a lot of games. I mean, that's technically even the game we're playing right now. Because literally this game just says at the beginning, like, yeah, like every farming game, you gotta like make a bunch of money. But I think that the benefit to games like this is that it feels like what you're working on is a for you kind of thing. And Farming Simulator never felt like it was for me. It felt like a series of events that I was doing in service of making the game happen, without a personal connection to it. So I guess that's the reason I never really got into it. But yeah, I mean, I can understand why people would play it, but it just, for me at least, I had trouble with it for that very reason. So personal connection is helpful. Come to think of it, I think that might be the reason why in the real world a lot of people don't have the same reaction to it, because a lot of times you're just kind of working for a paycheck, but you don't feel any personal investment in the work that you're doing. Because I've definitely worked those jobs where it's like, yeah, no, I get it. I'm going here. They're going to make me do some bullshit that doesn't make any sense to me. But I also don't really care. That I've worked at places where like I did have like I did care what happened to the company and I wanted to see it succeed, but then I've worked some places where I'm like, I don't fucking care what happens to this place. And you just don't want to be there anymore. You just don't want to be there, and you want to just go home quickly.
That's me all the time.
That's, I think, most people all the time. Is like, this is a paycheck job. This isn't a job where you feel like you have upward mobility. This is a I go, get a paycheck, move on. I don't see myself doing anything bigger or greater. They're not going to upgrade my mechanics shack. They're not going to give me bigger ships to work on. I'm not going to get better tools to do my job. I'm not going to get rewarded for being the best ship graveyard destroyer in history. It's not going to happen. Maybe you will. Who knows? So the question I had too is, do you think that there is the possibility? I've thought about this a little bit. Is there the possibility of actually using the same kind of tactics that create those simulator jobs and translate it into a real world situation? Like, could you take the mechanics of something that people enjoy, like a power washer simulator, right? And a company could say, hey, what about if we use some of these kind of tactics to make the actual real world job more enjoyable than it is, or incentivize or motivate our staff to do those jobs? Like,
I think they could potentially do that. Some jobs definitely do. Some jobs would be definitely harder to do that with.
Yeah. I think it helps too if they have like I kind of smirk sometimes when I'll see jobs that have like the goalposts and stuff like that, where they'll be going, these are our goals for the year, and they'll have like, or the little thermometers of like, this is what we did in sales, this is our goal for the sales thing. But at the same time, like, having played games, I'm like, yeah, but I also kind of understand why you do stuff like that. Because then people look at that goal and they see the thermometer going up, and there's a little bit of a dopamine part of that where you're kind of like going, ooh, look, we're actually getting somewhere. It feels like the task bar is filling up. We've achieved this list of things. Even if you don't necessarily feel personally rewarded by it, you're like, oh yeah, what I'm doing translates to something actually happening in the world. And that's good, because it doesn't make me feel like I'm just faffing about and fucking around for the hell of it. Like, something's happening because I was doing something. So I think there's that. I did consider the idea of, what if you could motivate people, like, almost through an app, and you had just, like, an app that was, like, your chore simulator, and it's, like, you set up your goals for, like, what chores you need to complete, and the little app is like, you are 10% done with your chores, and then they give you, like, a little smiley face or some bullshit, and then you kind of go, oh, wow, I'm really getting these chores done. Thanks, app. You get, like, little XP bar. I'm a level 10 chore enjoyer now.
I think they do make those apps.
Of course they do. I thought it was on
they gamify. No, they make apps where you can, like, gamify that type of stuff. But, like, the problem with that is that you also need to then be, like, self-motivated to, like, actually use them.
Oh, they have to motivate you to use the motivation app?
I mean, for someone like me, yeah, I have no motivation to use an app like that.
Perfect.
So,
well,
like,
then it's not going to work for you.
No, it doesn't. It's the same thing with, like, using a planner. Doesn't work for me, because it would mean I'd have to actually use the planner.
Yeah, you don't want to use a planner. I think about that too, like, wouldn't it be amazing? Like, I'm always like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if, like, I could write stuff down? That, like, a simple thing, like, I could write down ideas, and then I could, like, make lists of stuff to do. And I know I'm not gonna do it. Like, I know intrinsically I'm not gonna do it.
Yes.
So the motivation is completely pointless. Like, it's like I'm not gonna use the thing, so I have to be motivated enough to actually use the thing in the first place.
Exactly.
And that's the first problem really comes around. That I'm never gonna do that.
Right.
Yeah. You have to get motivated.
So you can gamify that stuff, but if it relies on you gamifying it and then having someone who is going to self-motivate to do it, then you have to also find a way to self-motivate.
Yeah. Okay, so that's out the door. It was a nice idea while it lasted, but have you ever worked at places that tried to, like, take principles of game theory and introduce them in a way that was going to, you know, maybe improve productivity or worker motivation?
I don't know. They try to be like, hey, do this. And I'm like, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
I'm not fully sure. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think my current job does that.
No. Your current job is just like, well, I go do the work, and
yeah, they're lucky when people like show up.
Yeah. Yeah. I've worked at places where, people just stop coming in.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I guess we gotta terminate their employment because they've missed 4 shifts and no calls. So I guess there's that. The interesting thing is that when I say something like that, I know that there's a lot of people that kind of go, oh, those kids. It's not all just kids.
No.
There are full grown-ass adults that in theory have worked a lot of jobs and came highly recommended that just stop showing up. They just decide that they don't care. They'll walk away. They'll walk away. And I don't know if an incentive structure actually helps with that at all.
I don't think so.
I really don't. But would it be worth a try? I mean, I guess, but also, at a certain point, you're like, are we going to process these boxes? Yep. Okay.
Nope.
There's not much more that I can do to improve that model. It's just going to be that. It's what we're doing.
Entirely side note, I made a leather worker.
You made a leather worker? Ooh.
Yep.
I may have to use the leather worker. Oh, he has backpacks, doesn't he?
Yep.
That's good. I do have some money. I have money from... What was it? I have money from something.
Stuff.
Oh, from selling all my pumpkins. Oh, and now selling so many stacks of salmon berries. I had so many salmon berries. I need to figure out what I'm actually going to need. I don't know what I need for that. I'll come and take a look. Yeah, do you think that there is a reason why there's like this desire to create games that simulate work?
I think a lot of it is like satisfaction based.
Mm-hmm.
Because the idea of like, oh, doing a job well done is kind of like a satisfying thing for a lot of people. And maybe it's satisfaction we don't actually get in our actual jobs because our, jobs are ass.
Yeah. I think about that too. Is the idea that we hope to, not to get philosophical, I guess to get philosophical, but a lot of times we don't necessarily feel the purpose to doing things in the real world and hope to find purpose in it. And then when they give you an actual job simulator, what they've essentially done is renew purpose for a simple thing that you would normally not feel satisfaction having done. And so, yeah, I definitely feel that. And maybe that's the reason why we end up playing the ship repair game, because that's something that you end up doing. But like, for instance, why did we build a leather worker? Because we need to hold on to more stuff, and we need to hold on to more stuff because we need to go and forage. We need to make more stuff. I need this blacksmith here to make me more stuff. That's what we do in this game. and in life.
It is. We constantly need more things to make more things and get more things.
We really do. We really do. And you know what? That's okay. I think
Sometimes it's okay.
maybe it's not. Maybe that's just us fooling ourselves into thinking that we're not actually spinning our wheels and just doing more monotonous shit that doesn't matter. Oh no. I might end up getting an existential crisis. That's not good. I'm gonna get an existential crisis.
No, that's fine. Those are fine.
I can have those.
Yeah, a little existential crisis as a treat. Come on.
A little, just a little bit, a soupçon of an existential crisis that the job simulator that you end up playing is just basically the same nonsensical, not actually getting you ahead of anything, kind of thing that you would normally experience from real life, but you have fooled yourself into thinking that it's actually very, very important, and so you keep doing it. It's the Matrix. They fooled you into thinking that it mattered. No!
Look what they done.
Look what they've done. I know Kung Fu.
Do you know Kung Fu?
I do not know Kung Fu. I could totally learn Kung Fu.
Just to tell people you know Kung Fu.
Yeah, just to tell people, listen, hey, do you remember that thing where Keanu Reeves? Do you remember the Keanu Reeves? Well, Keanu Reeves knew Kung Fu, and now I've decided that I also know Kung Fu.
Perfect.
This is the thing we're gonna do. I'm just going to know Kung Fu now. And everybody clapped.
And nobody clapped.
Nobody clapped. But anyway, so Alex, just as we wrap up here.
Are you chopping down my maple trees?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
didn't know
fine.
that
Just replant them when you're done, that's all.
Actually, you know what I have is I have banana trees.
You have banana trees?
I do. I have banana trees here, and I was gonna plant in perpetual summer. I was gonna plant some.
This is spring. Perpetual summer would have to be over here.
Oh, over here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Here's wet season. Oh, I could plant them right around my my blocks, my obelisk.
Yeah, your redstone obelisk. I made an unusual sandwich over here.
Oh, interesting. That does look unusual.
Yeah, it's a unusual fillet and some kelp.
Nice.
Bread.
Do bananas grow on sand? Oh wait, I did that. No, I
no.
Can put
You're gonna have
soil
to put
underneath
dirt
it.
down.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll just put soil on.
Do you need some soil?
No, I got it. I got it right here. It's fine. I'm gonna do what I normally do with these things, and because the trees are low in this game, I'll just let me see here.
You prop them up.
I put them up a little bit, and then I go 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 should do. 4, and then I'll do here. I found if you do this, your grove it looks so much more satisfying.
Oh, there you go. It'll be a nice beach grove.
It's gonna be a nice beach grove. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Let's plant ourselves. Here we go. I'm gonna just start a little grove here, and everybody clapped. Oh,
Why does everybody keep clapping?
Because they love me. Do we have Is there a farmer? Do we have a farmer?
No, I don't think we have a farmer yet.
Oh, okay. There's a blacksmith. There's a leather worker.
Composter.
Leather worker, though, I will absolutely take that backpack, please. Which actually makes me remember, I can't remember how you upgrade the backpack. I can find out.
Yeah, you can find out.
Yeah, because it's just... I had to find out that it's a recipe. That's the thing that I did not know. Is that, like, if you want to upgrade your backpack, it's just... Oh yeah, I just need blocks of copper and gold coins. Well, good news, I do have that. And
good news.
Then the iron one. Oh, you do need smithing templates if you want to do iron and above, though. You need so many of those.
It's fine.
Which I should probably just look and see how much they are. Is this a...
I mean, I already made a copper backpack, so it's fine.
You made a copper backpack? Yeah. I'm gonna just get that for iron upgrades. And... Alright, well, I'll go and upgrade that. But in the meantime, basically, question for you. Work, pro or con? I don't mean working. I don't mean work games. I mean work generally.
Yeah, work generally is a con. Like it's a con artist thing. Working is a competence thing.
Yeah. That's good. I'm glad that was really the upshot that we needed to get to here.
Yeah.
But
working games sometimes fun.
I think that there's something else we didn't really touch on before, but I'd like to touch on is I think there's also a lot of agency people get from it. That you really get to do it on your terms.
Yeah.
That you're kind of like in control doing the job.
You can hire people, fire people, run the business into the ground, tax evade.
Absolutely. I usually do just to collect the insurance money. But you know, you can do a whole bunch of great stuff in those games. And I think that it reminds me like how I like to do things when it's on my own. For me specifically, that you don't normally get from going and working a regular job, because it doesn't really feel like that's necessarily for you in a really direct and tangible sense. But there's a sense of something like real, like that you can hang your hat on, seeing a job satisfyingly done that you directly control. Oh yeah. We have to complete our job right now and end the episode. That's what we have to do, folks. Hey, Alex. If people wanted to take a break from their work and go someplace on the internet, where could they go?
To our channel here on YouTube. Check out our other videos, our Let's Play series currently of Voices of the Void, but something else is there too if you are probably more interested in something else maybe, so you can go check that out as well.
Folks, I want to thank you for joining us here on this episode of Total Pebble Knockdown here in Podcast Valley.
Yeah, here on YouTube.
Podcastia. The land of Podcastia, now with additional slimes. Hi, slimes. And I am hoping that you will join us on either the live plays, the podcast episodes, wherever you are seeing this, whatever you want to do. Hopefully you'll come back and join us yet again for yet more discussions in this vein. But until that time, I bid you adieu from Podcast Village. We will see you on the next one. Goodbye for now.
Get a view of a rainbow. Bye.